Welcome! Today we're talking about my first apartment. I just moved in, and I'm so excited. Let's learn the English words for this big step. Ready? Let's begin.
Hey there! Welcome back to TalkBeam. I'm Sam. So here's a question. Have you ever felt nervous about calling a landlord, or asking about rent, or explaining that the shower doesn't work? Yeah, me too. Today we're talking about something really practical, something millions of people do every year. My first apartment. You'll learn the English you need to rent, move in, and survive your first place. No perfect grammar needed, just real, useful English. Let's get started. First, if you're new here, hi, I'm Sam. I'm not a strict teacher. I'm your English-speaking friend. My job is to help you feel more confident, not perfect, just ready for real life. Today's topic is perfect for A1 and B1 learners. Maybe you're renting now, maybe you will rent in the future, or maybe you just want to understand movies or TV shows about moving. Either way, this is for you. Here's the truth. If you don't know the right words, renting can be stressful, really stressful. Imagine this. You see an ad online. 2-bedroom apartment, $900 per month, available now. You call the number, someone answers, they speak fast. You freeze. What do you say? That's why this lesson matters, because English isn't about tests. It's about getting what you need, a place to live, a fair price, a home. Let's fix that today. Okay, let's start from the very beginning. You find an apartment online, maybe on Facebook Marketplace, maybe a rental website. The pictures look nice, the price seems okay, but you have questions, lots of questions. The problem? You don't know the landlord. You don't want to sound rude. You don't want to sound stupid. I get it. Totally normal. Here's the good news. You only need a few simple questions. That's it. Let me give you 3, and these will work in almost any situation. Number 1. How much is the rent? Super simple, super useful. Notice I didn't say, could you please tell me how much the rent might possibly be? No. Too long, too formal. Just say, how much is the rent? Short, clear, confident. Number 2. Are utilities included? Utilities means water, electricity, gas, heating, sometimes internet and trash. In some apartments, you pay one price for everything. That's called utilities included. In other apartments, you pay rent plus utilities separately. So if you ask, are utilities included, and they say no, then you know you need extra money each month. Very important. Number 3. When can I see the apartment? You never want to rent an apartment without seeing it first. Pictures can lie. Trust me, I've made that mistake. So ask, when can I see the apartment? Or you can say, can I visit this week? Both are fine. Now let's practice together. Say these after me, out loud. Don't be shy, even if you're alone in your room. Ready? How much is the rent? Good. Are utilities included? Nice. When can I see the apartment? Perfect. You just spoke real English. That's progress. Okay, quick bonus tip. What if you're nervous about calling? Because calling a stranger in English is scary. I understand. Here's a trick. Before you call, write down your questions. Just 3 words each, like this. Rent. Utilities. Visit. Then when you call, you can look at your notes. Nobody knows. It's your secret. And here's another phrase to start the call. Say this first. Hi, I'm calling about the apartment for rent. That's polite, that's clear, and it gives you 5 seconds to breathe and feel calm. Let's move on. Okay, great news. The landlord said yes. You can see the apartment. Now imagine you arrive. The landlord is showing you around. You walk into the kitchen. Oh no, the sink is leaking water, or the window doesn't close, or the heater makes a strange noise. What do you say? You don't want to be rude because you need this apartment, but you also don't want to pay money for broken things. Here's the solution. Use this simple sentence. There's a problem with. That's it. Very direct, very clear. Not rude at all. Examples. There's a problem with the sink. There's a problem with the window. There's a problem with the heating. The landlord will understand. This is normal. Apartments have problems. Everyone knows that. Now, what if you want to be a little more polite? Use this. Could you fix this before I move in? Or more specific, could you fix the sink before I move in? Could you fix the window before I move in? Could you fix the heating before I move in? This is perfect English for real life. You're not shouting, you're not crying, you're just asking clearly. Let's practice. Say this with me. There's a problem with the bathroom. Great. Could you fix it before I move in? Excellent. Now here's a very common mistake. I hear this a lot from English learners. Listen carefully. Some people say, I need you fix this. That's missing a small but important word. The word is to. Correct version, I need you to fix this. I need you to fix the sink. I need you to fix the window. I need you to fix the heating. That one little word to makes your English sound much more natural. Write that down if you want. Need someone to do something. Okay, one more situation. What if the landlord says, no, I won't fix it? That happens sometimes. Then you have a choice. You can accept the problem, or you can look for a different apartment. And you can say, okay, thank you for your time. I'll think about it. That's polite, that's professional, and it ends the conversation nicely. Let's go deeper. You like the apartment. The price is good. The landlord seems nice. But wait, there are rules. Every apartment has rules. Some are normal, some are strange. You need to ask before you sign anything. Here are 4 important questions about rules. Question 1. Can I have pets? If you have a dog or a cat, this is very important. Some apartments say no pets. Some say yes, but you pay extra. Some say only small pets. So ask, can I have pets? Or is the apartment pet-friendly? Question 2. Is there a deposit? A deposit is money you pay before moving in, usually 1 month of rent, sometimes more. You get it back when you move out, if you didn't break anything. So ask, how much is the deposit? Question 3. How long is the lease? A lease is the contract, the agreement. Some leases are 6 months, some are 1 year, some are month to month. Ask, how long is the lease, or is it a 1-year lease? Question 4. Can I have guests? Some landlords don't want visitors staying overnight. Some don't care. It's better to ask first. Say, is it okay to have guests? These 4 questions will save you so many problems later. Trust me, I learned this the hard way. Let's do a quick review. Repeat after me. Can I have pets? How much is the deposit? How long is the lease? Is it okay to have guests? Beautiful. You now have real apartment English. Okay, you said yes. The landlord said yes. Now it's time to sign the lease. This is the paper that says you will pay rent, follow the rules, and take care of the apartment. But here's something very important. Before you sign, read the lease. Yes, it's boring. Yes, it's long, but do it anyway. If you don't understand something, ask. Use these phrases. What does this mean? Point to the sentence, say, "What does this mean?" The landlord will explain. Is this normal? Sometimes leases have strange rules like no candles or no pictures on the wall. Ask, "Is this normal?" That's a good question. Can I change this? Usually no, but sometimes yes. For small things, the landlord might agree. Okay, now you sign. Congratulations, you have an apartment. Here's a useful phrase after signing. When can I get the keys? Because you can't move in without keys, so ask clearly, when can I get the keys? Another phrase, when is move-in day? Move-in day is the day you can start bringing your things inside. And one more, what's the address? Yes, really, sometimes people forget to ask. Don't be that person. Let's put everything together. I'm going to pretend to be the landlord, then I'll show you what you can say. Remember, you don't need perfect grammar, you just need to communicate. Ready? The landlord says, "Hello, thanks for coming. Are you interested in the apartment?" You say, "Yes, how much is the rent?" The landlord says, "It's $950 per month." You say, "Are utilities included?" The landlord says, "No, utilities are separate." You say, "Okay, is there a deposit?" The landlord says, "Yes, 1 month deposit." You say, "How long is the lease?" The landlord says, 1 year. You say, "Can I see the kitchen again?" The landlord says, "Of course." You say, "There's a problem with the sink. Could you fix it before I move in?" The landlord says, "Yes, I can do that." You say, "Great. When can I get the keys?" The landlord says, "On the 1st of the month." You say, "Perfect. Thank you." See what happened? You asked questions. You pointed out a problem. You asked for a fix. You confirmed the keys. No perfect grammar, no long sentences, just real English. And you know what? The landlord respects that, because clear communication helps everyone. Last thing for the main lesson. This is maybe the most important part. What if the landlord speaks too fast? What if they use a word you don't know? What if you just freeze? Don't panic. Use one of these 3 phrases. "Sorry, can you say that again?" That's polite. That's normal. English speakers say this all the time. "Can you speak more slowly, please?" This is very useful. Most people will slow down immediately. What does blank mean? Example, what does deposit mean? The landlord will explain. Here's a secret. Native speakers don't know every word either. We ask questions all the time, so don't feel bad. Asking is smart. Okay, that's the end of the expanded main lesson. You learned how to ask about rent, utilities, and visiting, how to report problems with the apartment, how to ask about rules, pets, deposits, and leases, how to ask for slower speech or repetition. You are ready for real apartment English. Let's move to vocabulary. Let's build your word power. These are words you will really use. First, deposit. Money you pay before moving in. You usually get it back if nothing is broken. Second, lease. The paper you sign, the contract. You can say, "I signed a 1-year lease." Third, roommate. A person who lives with you. Fourth, furnished. The apartment has furniture, bed, table, chairs. Fifth, unfurnished. No furniture, empty. Quick example. Is the apartment furnished? No, it's unfurnished. I need to buy a bed. See how that works? Very natural. Okay, let's look at grammar, but don't worry, very simple. 2 small words, need and want. Need is strong. It means without this, there is a problem. Want is softer. It means this is nice but not necessary. Examples: I need a working shower. That's important. I want a balcony. That's nice, not essential. When you talk to a landlord, use need for important things. Say, I need heat in winter, not I want heat, because heat is necessary, right? That's a small change that makes your English stronger. Let's put everything together. Imagine a short conversation, but remember, I'm the only speaker here, so I'll act like the landlord, then answer as you. Ready? The landlord says, "Hi, are you interested in the apartment?" You say, "Yes. How much is the rent?" The landlord says, $850 per month, utilities not included. You say, "Okay, is there a deposit?" The landlord says, "Yes, 1 month deposit." You say, "Can I see the apartment tomorrow?" See? No long sentences, no perfect grammar, just real communication. You can do this. Hey, thank you for being here today. Remember, mistakes are normal. I make mistakes too, every day. The goal is not perfect English. The goal is confidence. And you just proved you have that. You watched this whole lesson. That's progress. Before you go, here's my question for the comments. What is one thing you need in your apartment? For me, I need good coffee, always. Write your answer below. Let's practice together. If this video helped you, please hit subscribe and share it with a friend who's moving soon. This is Sam from TalkBeam. Keep going, you're doing great. See you in the next lesson.